What's up, Dyers? Dyrugan here, and welcome back to another Left 4 Survival Roblox video. I have not done one of these in so long, and that's mainly because, well, I just became super lazy and was streaming and stuff like that. But anyway, we're going to try to bring it back, and this time we're going to be showing, or I'm going to be showing you, how to basically master Juggernaut. Now, I've seen a lot of people who are playing Juggernaut and they don't know necessarily what to do, apart from the fact they just run at the survivors and get lasered and basically rage quit after they die. And I'm going to show you how you can get better so you can improve your chances from losing to winning almost every single zombie game. Let's do this. The first thing we're going to be going over for the Juggernaut is his appearance. So the Juggernaut is this giant muscular zombie with red marks on his face, two arms that are super huge that carry him all the entire map, and is basically godlike power himself. Has a shut ton of lot of health, I don't know what I just said, and more or less an unstoppable being. That's the Juggernaut you're facing against. And also two blue pants, legs that nobody cares about. And that's basically the Juggernaut. Now, we're going to be going over his basic attack and abilities. Does he have a basic attack? Which is very obvious, yes. And how much damage does it do? Determining by the armor for the survivors determines how much damage. For no armor for survivors, it is 20 damage. Now, for small armor, it is 16 damage. Speed armor is 18 damage. And, medium armor is more or less 14 damage, and Juggernaut is 12 damage. I am 100% certain. There's no way I'm mistaken. And more or less, the better and stronger your armor is, the worse time the Juggernaut will have. But that doesn't necessarily mean that speed armor is the worst. But anyway, now that we talked about his basic attack, we're going to be talking about... Oh yeah, that's right. I completely forgot. His basic attack also pushes survivors like about a few inches. So you should use that to your advantage to put them into corners so they can't move and just laser them until they're dead. The goddamn WWE person, I don't know. And now, next thing we're going to be going over is his abilities. Does he have an ability? Yes, unlike one of them. It is the rock throw. So he throws his hands to the ground, picks up a boulder, and just throws it at a survivor depending where their cursor is. Now, it is not guaranteed to hit them because of the landscape of the hitboxes around the map that are like the structures, the trees, the houses, the rocks. Basically, you're just hoping that the survivors aren't close to any of them. And the rock doesn't hit anything and instantly just disintegrate into the ground, okay? The rock hitting a survivor does 40 damage and also stuns them so they can't move. And you could just easily have other zombies eat them alive and also beat them to death. Now, the rock is a very, very skillly ability because you need to really aim. So, one of the tips and tricks I'm going to be telling you guys is that you should mainly be using this against survivors that are very close to you. Basically, like a few feet away from you, so you are guaranteed to hit them, even if they take a sharp turn to like left or right to try to dodge it. You may even have the upper hand to throw it at them before they even do it, or after they make a sharp turn, making you an easy godlike thing. I don't know, and making them an easy target. Now this thing does take a lot of practice, so I say again, make sure to hit still target, and yeah. The next thing we're going to be talking about are tips and tricks to help you to become a better Juggernaut. Number one tip, do not run just in a straight line as a Juggernaut because you're going to be easily lasered with your giant hitbox. And especially the fact that you don't want those bullets to hit you in the face because if they do, you're losing 200 HP per second. So try moving around, jumping, and you're probably going to get closer and closer to them so you can land a few punches. Number 2, when a survivor is frozen by a chiller, you throw a rock at them, so by the time they come out of their frozen state, they are still walking around, and you can still use that time to probably kill them or just laser them. Number 3, if there's a Juggernaut on the survivor team, aka the ones with armor and with really overpowered Roblox weapons like the minigun, laser rifle, or anything like that, go for them immediately, because as soon as they're taken down and all the other survivors have just regular weapons, the faster you are able to kill all the other ones without much of it being a threat and without the time running out depending whatever mode it is. So, moral of the story of this is basically kill the survivors that have the most overpowered things right now, currently. currently. The armor, overpowered weapons, so as soon as they're dead, the entire other team of the humans are also vulnerable to basically getting attacked and losing right then and there. 4. If you're a zombie, like a Tangler Hunter or anything supportive, try helping out the Juggernaut as much as possible, because as long as you capture survivors and the Juggernaut is either on some other survivor or on the survivor that you are capturing, or as a zombie that is capturing them, then a lot more chances that they will die and you could just repeat the process on other survivors. Now, if there's nobody who is being captured or anything like that, and the Juggernaut is basically chasing some, then you want to chase after some others that are actually choosing to shoot the Juggernaut, causing a lot more pressure for humans to actually shoot on the other zombies, but also to shoot at the Juggernaut as much as possible. As many other humans that are being captured and are shooting at other zombies causes a lot more chaos and a lot more pressure on them to basically try to help each other, but at the same time trying to save themselves as well. The Juggernaut plays a crucial role to help the zombie team massively, but you need to protect them, and he also needs to have to protect the other zombies by defending their captured ones, killing their captured zombie humans, and also the fact to mainly to provide as much chaos and pressure to the human team as possible. 5. If you're a Juggernaut and you want to basically kill the humans as fast as possible, try using your environment to your advantage. If they're on top of a building, push them off a building for more damage. If you're basically in the middle of nowhere, then just push them into a corner of the map or some sort of house or something like that, so they can't move anywhere while you're just beating them to death with some boxing gloves or something like that. Now, this isn't guaranteed to work all the time because, well, number one, they could just run away from you and just keep lasering you. But as long as you've got either backup or as long as you're able to keep hitting your shots with the humans, try punishing them either off a building, into waters, corners, which are very deadly, if I have to say. Pushing them into corners is so much more deadlier because, well, you are lasering them and they just keep on dying and they are unable to move unless you miss, but that is very unlikely. For this next part of this video, I'm going to be talking about what I think about the Juggernaut that's currently in the game, that's for as long as possible. And what I think about the Juggernaut is he is a very overpowered zombie, but not too overpowered. He is more or less a balanced zombie in this game. Number one, for this human team. Now, it isn't clear what Juggernaut player you're going to be facing, because the Juggernaut player could be a noob or just a laggy one, you could just kill it easily. But if it's a pro Juggernaut player, then you're going to have a really hard time. Well, depending if you even have distance, and you can just shoot them all day, so that's not going to be a problem. Now, for the zombie team, it is kind of a disadvantage if the zombies aren't working together. But if they are working together, like capturing, freezing, and all the other survivors, while the Juggernaut does most of the hefty and damaging work, then it is a very huge advantage for the humans, for the zombies. So I don't know why I said that. So it's basically a 50-50. If you play it well, then it's the zombies team. But if you don't play it well, then it's the humans team the victory goes to. And more or less, getting the chances of a Juggernaut, in my opinion, is very, very slim. It's like a 1% chance you're gonna get the Juggernaut. I mean, like, when was the last time you got Juggernaut, unless you actually bought that Juggernaut pass, which I'm pretty sure nobody did. Now, would I increase the chances? Probably not, but realistically, whenever you're playing a zombie team, or whenever you're the zombie team, a Juggernaut never spawns, or probably spawns once, and that's it. But on the other team, when you're a human, the Juggernaut spawns literally every single 30 seconds, depending how fast you kill it. I don't know why, but it always seems like they have a greater chance of a Juggernaut spawning, while for your team, the Juggernaut never spawns. So I don't know what's up with that. But realistically, the Juggernaut is a very awesome addition, just like, we're all talking about the original. And more or less, yes, the rock throwing is a little bit more difficult, but as long as you go in first person, it's not that too difficult. But if you're in third person, you throw your rock, I guess that's fine, however works for you. Now, how is he in the game? From a rating of 0 to 10. 0 as in dog shit, and from 10 as in very awesome, he needs a nerf. I would say he's a 5. depending if you're good or not. If you're a really good Juggernaut player, like you know how to basically hit all your rocks and you basically know what to do, like push them off a building and do all that, then he is like an 8 basically. If you're not that good, and hopefully you'll find one of these videos where you can actually help yourself to become a better Juggernaut player, he is more or less like a 3, however you want. But for me, he is more or less like an 8. He helps the zombie team incredibly if they work together, and more or less his awesome ability and his what's it called pushing ability with this basic attack makes him an overpowered threat to the human team, but more or less a very easy target to shoot because of his giant hitbox, which I would not fix. And more or less it's depending if you can kill him fast enough or slow enough, I mean from a long distance or a short distance, but whatever. He's a very difficult boss to actually kill, unlike the original Yeti boss that took us like 2 weeks to actually beat and actually fix. But yeah, the Juggernaut is an awesome addition and more or less a threat that is basically easy to play, but incredibly difficult because number one, you need to master the rock throwing, but it's not that difficult after you get to play as him as a turns cursor, and more or less he's like an 8.5. He's very easy to play, but hard to master the rock, and basically a not really instant. But anyway, that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed that Juggernaut video. It took me a very long time to actually make a video instead of a stream, but I don't know why I just became very lazy, and yeah, I guess that's basically it. If you guys wanna, I don't know, like or something like that, I would really appreciate it. But yeah, I'll see you guys all in 5 years. Bye bye.